Somewhere out there tonight, someone is sitting in their car, staring at the dashboard light, wondering how their life got so quiet. Not broken, not ruined, just empty. This is a story about one of those people, a man named John, and maybe in a way, it's about you too. John was the kind of guy who did everything right. Good job, good father, good husband. Every morning looked the same. The alarm buzzed at 6 o'clock, coffee brewed in the kitchen. He'd check his phone before his feet touched the floor. The same route to work, the same songs on the radio, the same fake smile for the receptionist. He didn't hate his life, he just couldn't feel it anymore. He'd sit in meetings, hear people talk, but it all sounded like background noise. His mind was somewhere else, trying to remember what joy used to feel like. At night, when the house got quiet, he'd scroll through pictures of people laughing. Vacations, anniversaries, perfect families. He didn't envy them. He just didn't recognize himself anymore. His wife would ask, "You okay?" And he'd say, "Yeah, just tired." That was his favorite lie. "I'm fine." He said it so much that even he started to believe it. But some nights he'd sit on the edge of the bed, hands pressed together, and whisper to no one, "What's wrong with me?" It happened on a Tuesday. Nothing special. Rain on the windshield, traffic on the highway, up ahead, flashing lights, an accident, a car turned upside down. John slowed down, stared at it, and for just 1 second, a thought crossed his mind. If that were me, would anyone notice? He hated that thought. It scared him. But it stayed. That night he couldn't sleep. He walked into the kitchen, sat down, and stared at the glow from the fridge. The hum of the world felt louder than ever. He wanted to cry, but nothing came out. The next morning he stopped by a coffee shop he'd never been to. The barista handed him his drink and smiled. "Long day already?" John gave a half laugh. "Something like that." She looked at him, really looked, and said, "Well, take care of yourself, okay?" That simple line from someone he didn't even know hit him harder than anything had in months. He sat in his car outside the shop, coffee in his hand, and cried. Not loud, just quiet tears that finally came after years of holding them in. That weekend, he drove out of town. No destination, just needed to breathe. He ended up by a lake. It was cold, still. He sat there for hours watching the water ripple every time the wind passed. He realized he didn't hate his life. He was just tired of pretending to be okay. He didn't need answers. He just needed to stop running. When he got home, he told his wife the truth. "I don't know what's happening to me," he said. "I just feel lost." She didn't try to fix him. She didn't say, "You'll be fine." She just held him, and that simple silence was the first moment he'd felt safe in years. John started seeing a therapist. He almost canceled the first session, but something in him said, "Go." The therapist didn't ask about goals or productivity. She just asked, "When was the last time you felt happy?" He couldn't remember, and somehow that was the saddest part. Week by week, he learned small things. How to breathe, how to rest, how to say no. He started walking again after dinner. He cooked breakfast on Sundays. He called his brother just to talk. Tiny, quiet steps, but each one brought him a little closer to himself. Months later, John began volunteering at a local shelter. One day, while handing out food, a man looked at him and said, "Hey, you've got a kind smile." John laughed softly. He hadn't realized he was smiling at all. That night, driving home, he looked in the mirror and saw it. A small, real smile. The kind that comes from peace, not performance. He turned the radio up, rolled down the window, and for the first time in a long time, felt the wind and thought, "I'm still here." Maybe you're listening to this right now because you can't sleep either. Maybe you're tired, or numb, or just done pretending. If you are, I want you to hear this. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are not weak for feeling this way. Sometimes life just hurts, and that's okay. You don't need to fix it all tonight. You just need to breathe, and maybe take one small step tomorrow. Because one day, or not far from now, you'll wake up, look in the mirror, and see a smile you didn't force. And you'll realize you made it through. Take care of yourself. You matter more than you think.